What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the Joel Friday TV podcast. I am Joel Friday, also known as Gentle Joel. Welcome to the show. Amazing. Bienvenido. We here. It's Monday. You know you love Monday. And we're here with a crazy message. If the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise. So, do me a favor before we get started, hit that like button, smack it, lay the smack down on the like, subscribe, and share button. Tell your peoples about the show so we can get the subscribers up and a message out. Do it now. Amazing stuff. You can call in. It is a talk show at 888-775-3773. You can call in and we could talk about the topics at hand. We could talk about past shows. Whatever you want to talk about, call in. And we can get into it. So you can do that. For whatever reason, if you cannot call in, you can send your question or comment, or if you just want to support the show by going to buymeacoffee.com/JoelFridayTV. The link is in the description. And there you can send your question or comment, and I will read them out loud on live air. Or for convenience sake, you can go straight to the chat box and hit the super chat button there and do it there as well. So you do have those options. And I am on audio podcast as well. So you can podcast my last shows, my previous episodes on the audio platforms like Apple Podcasts and Spotify Podcast and all those stuff like that. Right? You can do that if you prefer audio only. And audio seems to be more convenient for like people who are driving or on the road. So that is available. All my episodes from episode 1 up to episode 61 is on Apple Podcast and all those other podcast platforms. So you can do that. Amazing stuff. Let's get straight to the show. So if some of you guys watched the Jesse Lee Peterson show, which came on from 6 to 9 a.m. this morning, Jesse had me in on the third hour talk about like the inbreeding of if you guys see by the title, the inbreeding of a French Bulldog, okay? And there was just I came in and talked about how like the actual breeding of a French Bulldog didn't come from a natural process, like, you know, two dogs going at it. You know how all things and all people reproduce? You know the act, and you know how it goes. Well, when it comes to French Bulldogs, that wasn't the process, right? It was just a little bit different. So it reminded me of something like in relation to human beings. So I'm not just going to be on here talking about French Bulldogs just for the sake of talking about French Bulldogs. There's a reason why I'm like tying it together. So if you watching the show, bear with me, and then we'll get to some calls and some super chats as well if they come in. And yeah, we'll go from there. But so French Bulldog. I have a photo of a French Bulldog just so you guys can get in the mood. Let me play a photo. So as you see here, there's a photo of a French Bulldog. So a French Bulldog right there is obviously those dogs that very popular dog, very expensive, very, very, very expensive, and very popular. We on the show this morning we played a video of a dog that got stolen. And the dog had like a coat, kind of similar to the one you're seeing on the screen here, but he also had two different eyes, right? Very expensive dog, like up in the thousands, 10,000s, 20,000, 30,000. I'm hearing, right? Because they're a very rare type of animal, and they're just very attractive looking. Look, you know, they look all cute. They look cute, right? And yeah, they're just like a special type of animal. But the reason why I wanted to get into is because of how they came about. So I'm just going to break down. You can go back to me. I'm just going to break down like for those that didn't watch the Jesse Lee Peterson show, I'm gonna break down really quick, briefly, how the French Bulldog how the breeding process went, and how it ties into the message today. So, the English Bulldog is the original dog, right? Back then, it was used for baiting actual bulls. So there was like actual bulls, and this was used back then as entertainment for people, right? They loved seeing the bull act crazy and wild, and they had a dog that's job was, which was the English Bulldog's job was to bait the bull, to get the bull to do all these type of things. And after a while, they stopped doing that because I guess it was causing some injuries to the animals, something like that, right? I'm not too familiar with why they stopped it, but the English Bulldog was like strong in stature, long legs, like tough looking dog, right? And that's what English Bulldogs were known as then, and they were used for that reason. But then there was also, after a while, after they stopped using those dogs for that reason, the people then wanted to still have that dog around, but they wanted to keep the features of the dog, right? They wanted to have the features, but they didn't want it to be so aggressive. So what they did is they had this French Bulldog, this English Bulldog, and then they had this pug, right? And you guys all know what a pug looks like. I don't know if you were able to pull up the picture of a pug. You guys all know what a pug is. Pug, great photo. A pug is like, they said that pugs come from like Asia, right? That's what they say online. And pugs are just like small little lap dogs. They're known for just being your companion. Literally, that's what they're known for. They're not aggressive. They don't watch out your house. They're just known for being cute and cuddly. And they're just supposed to be your companion. That's literally what their purpose is. So you can cut back to me. So what they did is, I think there was like this French woman who had a lot of money, and she said, I want a English Bulldog's looks, and I want this pug's looks to be together. I want to design a dog. Basically what she said was, I want to design a dog. And because she had all this money, they're like, of course, we're going to make it happen. So what they did is that they breeded the English Bulldog and a French Bulldog, or the English Bulldog and the pug together. Now, the English Bulldog is big and the pug is small. So it's kind of hard to mate, right? Unless there were small English Bulldogs back then. I don't know if there were, but it's kind of hard to mate the two. So what they possibly had to do was a process called, what was it again, Hassan?
Artificial insemination.
Artificial insemination. And if I'm incorrect in here or you disagree, just hop in, Hassan. But I looked these things up, and it makes sense to me, and I'm gonna bring it all together. But yeah, artificial insemination. So they take the sperm out the dog and put it in the other dog so they can actually make it work, because the natural mating process just can't happen, right? So then they created the French Bulldog from the two, right? And now we have the French Bulldog. But because of the unnatural process, and this is where like a little bit of facts and my opinions come in, okay? But there's a little bit of facts here, okay? But my opinion, I'm gonna give my opinion about it, is that when that happened, a lot of French Bulldogs have a lot of problems, right? They have a lot of different defects that they deal with, and I'm told, and I've read that they don't live as long. I could be wrong about that though, but they do have a lot of they have a lot of issues, and it makes sense to me because of the process they were created, right? For one, an English bulldog and its duties and a pug and its duties are two totally different things. These things don't intertwine, but they were intertwined for the sake of look, design. So because of that, I believe the pug have these problems, these French bulldogs have these problems because they were made unnaturally. Not for the purpose of a natural, what do you call it? Not because they go together, right? Like you would with like a English bulldog and a pit bull, right? Not because they're similar in nature, but just because this lady wanted this look. So I think because of that is what caused the problems for the French bulldog. But here's the thing. It's almost like it's almost like the lady or the people who went about this process didn't actually care for the animal, the dog. Because although the dog doesn't know anything different, it doesn't know what the life of another dog has or the less issues that another dog has. They don't know that kind of stuff, right? But it's almost animal abuse to have done it in that way just for design and have this animal suffer for it. Now, they may not be suffering like whining and crying and like in pain like that, but they are subject to a lot of disease and problems. For one, a French bulldog can't give birth to a baby because the hips are like, I don't know, something going on with the hips that they have to actually like surgically remove the baby out if they actually were to the women dogs get pregnant. Female dogs, women dogs, the female dogs, right? So there's all kinds of different things, but it's animal abuse at the same time because they have to deal with that kind of stuff. So the reason why I say that and the reason why I bring that up is because this is exactly what happens when human beings, specifically men, but women as well, chase each other. And what I mean by that is looking for a relationship, chasing a relationship, chasing sex, chasing these things. That's the exact thing that happens to your children. Because when you chase a woman or chase a man being desperate, right, and you do these things, you end up getting in the wrong situation. And not only is the wrong situation, it ends up becoming toxic, right? And through that, when you have children, the children have to pick up that from you, from the parents, right? They pick that up from their parents. So now they got into the wrong situation, they got married, and the marriage is all jacked up. Then they have children, and their children are all jacked up. That's child abuse. And I know that sounds controversial to some people, right? But it's the truth. And that's exactly what we do. We do it in the same way. The same way they have these French bulldogs that are made unnaturally is the same way that we go about relationships unnaturally. And we end up having kids that grow up jacked up. And some of us are a product of it. Unnatural process. That's why in all things, as hard as it may be, in all things, we're supposed to just wait and be patient, and all things will be added to us in the right time and the right people. And you won't have to worry about raising jacked up children and all this divorce and step parents, half brothers and sisters. You don't have to worry about all that stuff because you let life take its course and the right moment, right time happen. And the same way these French Bulldogs got issues because they were unnaturally bred is the same way humans have issues because they're unnaturally brought together. Same mess. And we spend our whole lives trying to overcome this, trying to find peace. Same mess. Same exact thing. Listen, we gotta be patient in all things. And we gotta be honest with ourselves so too. And this is the thing. I know I'm talking a lot. Hold on. Let me read these. If you read it up. Marie. Who's Marie Antoinette? That's on?
I think she was like the Queen of England or something, and
Oh.
she was like known to have pugs and be involved in some of this that you're speaking of.
The breeding process?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She had a lot of money, and she was a French lady.
Maybe I don't know exactly who it was, but you could throw. And this is Hassan's dog here. I'm talking all this mess about bulldogs, and Hassan is right here. But it is a cute dog. See, this is why they're so expensive because it's a very attractive dog. And I met Sandy the other day, and Sandy was cute. And I'm like slightly like kind of allergic to dogs, but I even was petting Sandy. Cause look at his little R, little stubby. He kind of looked like Buff. Sandy kind of looked like Strong. And then he got like that aggressive look in the eye, like he's kind of like mugging you. So he looked like an alpha dog. Sandy looked alpha. You know what I mean? So, that's a song with Sandy right there. See, I take it all back with a Sandy looking alpha. That was perfect. Thank you for showing it. That's hilarious. But we just gotta be in all things be patient. And we just gotta start being honest. We gotta start being honest and straight up and stop being so desperate. Desperate for somebody for you to be with somebody. And I understand it, trust me. I have those feelings that pop up and you want to just have somebody there and then, or you meet somebody and you're trying to want to rush the process because you want it just to be what you want it to be. I understand it. But we got to learn to step back from those feelings. And doesn't mean we're not going to feel them, but be aware of them and not go with them. Because they end up having you doing crazy things. Crazy stuff. Thinking crazy things. Planning crazy things. And next thing you know, your son or daughter hates you. Right? And they're depressed and anxious and all these things. And they blame you for it. And then they got to forgive you for it. Like it's more important than we're putting on, the emphasis we're putting on it. But we shouldn't make nothing a big deal, right? But we do need to be honest. We got to be honest about it. Especially men, because men have this stigma of like, I'm not that. I ain't in my feelings. I ain't. Yeah, you are. You just don't want to be. You just don't want to be. But we got to be honest, because when we're honest, we can be free of it. We can overcome. So that's what I'm saying. Let me get to some super chats real quick, and then maybe to some calls. and then we'll go from there. Let me go to here real quick. Hold up. Let's go to Matthew says, what is the word for a wet female dog again? You got to ask Jesse for that one. Jesse will tell you that one in a hot second. But thank you, Matthew. I appreciate it. And Heat says, French Bulldogs were bred for English royalty. They lived in English palaces and are favored pets by British royalty. Today, they are most beloved breed according to AKC, American Kennel Club. Today, they are the most beloved breed according to AKC. Yeah, for French royalty. Because, and I was reading on it as well, is that the women back then, or people in general, loved to have literally the dog on the lap. And obviously, when you see movies of like kings and queens and the way they dress and this like class they have, right? There was like an aesthetic to having the pug or the French bulldog on your lap, just sitting there. Like it's a cool thing, even to this day, right? That's why they're so expensive. There's just a style about them, and that's why the people back then, royalty, the French royalty would literally design this animal so that way it can look better on the lap. But the only purpose it was made was just to look pretty on the lap. They can't protect. They can't do all these things. So, yeah, and unfortunately, because of that, they have all these issues. They can't even live normally. And Neat goes on to say, Frenchies were bred for royalty. You need one too, Joel. Just say the word, and me and Sam will cook one up for you. We'll cook one up for you in the lab too. Punchy and Joel Jr. coming right up. I'm dying. No. I'm not the best dog owner anyway. I wouldn't be, it would be animal abuse to give me a dog. Cause I don't have that like thing for them. And it's, I'm not saying that's bad to have animals and pets. Like, I don't want to even get that twisted either. I don't think that it's bad to have a pet. You know what I mean? Like, I just never really had them because I don't have like the desire for them. So they get neglected when they're around me, to be honest. But I'm not saying that it's bad to have an animal. I do think that it's not good to overdo it with an animal, though, because you end up weakening the animal. But I don't think it's necessarily wrong to have a pet. But pets should be pets. You know what I mean? Like, they shouldn't be substitute children. In strollers and in backpacks and on the chest thing, and then in shoes and clothes and beanies and all that stuff. Like, that's ridiculous. I'm sorry, but it's just ridiculous. And it's only for the satisfaction of the owner. So like, we just gotta like, just not take the joke too far. I'm not saying don't have animals, just not take the joke too far. That's all I'm saying. Joel made his little dog have a wait and see attitude on going for walks. Yeah, if you guys would have known the stories of the dogs that we had in our household growing up, you guys would throw me in jail. Because we always had dogs growing up, right? But they lived outside, and like we just fed them. We just fed them, and like, I would try to play with them, but I didn't train them, so they were just wild. So I didn't like playing with them because I'm like, you too wild. But we just fed them. That's all we did. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not like a dog, like that type of. But I'm not against dogs. I'm not dogophobic. But I am allergic though to dogs and cats. So it just doesn't even make sense, even if I wanted to. Okay, let me get to some calls here. Joel made his little dog have a way. Oh, I said that. Joel have voodoo in French. C-Sal says, standard size poodle is my dream dog. Hubby said I can get one soon. That's fine, C-Sal, but don't put clothes on them. You know what I mean? And don't put them in a stroller with the baby next to the stroller. And don't give them like doggy massages. I be seeing that too. Like, even if it's like a poodle, the poodle should still kind of be a little rough. You know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't be all like silly looking and acting and all that licking all the time. Like, that's just like, I don't know. It should be still like have a little sense. Let me go to Gray out of California. Gray, welcome to the show. You're on air, man.
What's up, Joe? How you doing?
Good. All is well, man. How are you?
Good.
Right
So I have a quick question for Hassan, and I need some relationship advice from you. Is that all right?
Right on.
All right. So Hassan, will you jump in the hood of a car to save your dog?
1,000,000%.
100%?
1,000,000%.
Oh man, what goes through your mind if something like that were to happen? Like, why would you do that?
Well, I don't know. I'm slightly kidding. I'm not sure. I'd have to have a wait and see what happens. But
Yeah.
I mean, you know, for that lady, not to shoot her any bail, but that specific dog with the 2 different eye colors and the blue merle, you're looking at almost 30 grand.
I see.
So technically, look at it like she's jumping after 30 grand. Still not justifiable, but maybe you could, you know.
Well, the
lady
lady
said that was like her baby or something. She had said it like that was her child.
Yeah, she had a weird connection to it. I don't know if that's the same connection Hassan has, but he says he does. Is that the same?
I do. It's bad, you know.
Honestly,
attachments in general are bad. You know, I mean, but I got it. I got it bad.
Well, right on, Grant.
All right. So just a quick relationship advice. So this it's like 2 weeks ago. This girl that I talked to on and off. I've never met her, but I know we used to go to school together apparently, and she asked me to go to a wedding with her. Like, and that this would technically be our first date. I kind of felt like that was a little too much for a first date. I don't know. What do you think?
I'm sorry. I was distracted by the chat here. You guys went where? I'm sorry.
Okay, so this is this girl that I talked to on and off on Instagram. We never really hung out before. We did go to school together, but anyway, she eventually asked me, you know, do you want to come with me to this wedding? You want to be my date for this wedding? And I said, yeah. But I'm starting to think, is that too much for like a first date?
Man, that what you just said, how you started to think, was your intuition. The common sense with inside of you told you, questioned it, and we have to learn to follow that and trust in that, because that's the right decision right there. You're questioning it because it seems kind of off. In my opinion, right? You know this girl and you've known her before, but in my opinion, it seems weird to want to go on. It's almost like a first date to a wedding. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's kind of that's a lot of it actually, kind of too many steps ahead in my opinion. So
Yeah.
if you have that gut feeling, I would just trust in that and pump the brakes because that's just it's gonna be weird, a weird start.
Bro, tell me why I lied and canceled on her, like, because I felt that way. I was like, this is not good, but I can't tell her that, you know?
Like,
I know it's kind of beta, but I couldn't tell her, like, oh, I don't want to do that. It's too quick. But I did cancel on her, like, yesterday. I told her, you know what? Something came up. I can't make it this Saturday.
oh, I see. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's best to be, if you could have just let her know, like, I don't think that's the right step for us to take, but it's still better that you didn't end up going into that situation because it would have been a bad situation. But if you guys do hang out, I would just do like something simple to see if you even like her. She may not even look the same. You know what
I'm saying, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then you end up stuck at a wedding. And,
man, it's
and
terrible.
then she catches the bouquet, and then now you
Lord.
next up.
Yeah, no, I definitely think, like, this is probably just me, but I'm definitely thinking, like, she's thinking ahead of everything. She's thinking, like, if I could bring this guy to a wedding, I could do this, I could do that, you know, like.
Yeah, and they
And
will. Oh, go ahead.
No, that's it.
But they will think like that, right? And because it's thinking, she's thinking with her feelings, right? And she may like be genuinely interested in you, but she's thinking with her feelings, and those feelings will have you planning and looking ahead. That's why it's our job as well to be like, hey, it's a little bit too fast, and I don't want to do, I don't think it's a smart idea for us to be going to a wedding already. I want to like get to know you a little bit and maybe do some coffee, and we'll see how it goes type thing. So that way you can like snap her back into, both of you guys really, back into reality.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Bro, I was already like looking at a blazer. I was trying to get it all together. I don't even dress like that, like, but I was trying to put it together.
And what do you think that was, though? What do you think that was in you that was willing to go?
Well, I mean, she's very attractive. She's cute. She's she seems fun from what I see online.
Yeah.
And I was like, she's a good, I don't want to say it like this, but she's a grab. So I'm just like, yeah, I'll go for it. Like, okay, I can't miss this opportunity. That's the way I was looking at it. I was like, oh, if I let go of this opportunity, I might never get this again. So I was like, yeah, like without thinking,
I totally. And what do you think? Do you think that was a genuine thoughts, or where do you think that came from?
Okay, so when she said that, I was just like, oh man, that's cool, because we talk on and off, but we never really told each other like, hey, let's hang out. We just kind of kept it very platonic. So when she said that, I was just like, I was excited. Initially I was like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, let's do that. But as I thought about it, and I was just like, wait, this doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
Like, I'm over here looking for blazers. I'm like, what am I doing? Like, this is too much.
Yeah, the reality snapped back in. But what happened, man, and what it sounds like, and I totally understand it too, is that the feelings just took over more than like the logic for a second. So more than like your natural intuition saying this is too much, the feelings were kind of taking over. And like you said, you liked her. It seemed like a grab. You might miss out on an opportunity. All those were like lies that like the mind will start to make up to like excite you and get your feelings going, so you end up making the decision. And that's what it sounds like it happened. You just got a little bit too excited, got into the feelings of it, and there's no way you can miss an opportunity, so you don't even want to allow that thought to happen, because there's no way you can miss an opportunity. If it's for you, it's going to be there and it's going to stay type of thing, if it's meant to be. So, it just sounds like the feelings got caught up. So, but it sounds like you also realized and took a step back. So that's what's important.
Hey, I like how you said that. You'll never miss an opportunity if it is for you. But we need to remember that, because we get, just desperate, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. And it'll end up, man, and it'll end up putting you in a a bad situation if you don't check it and watch it, but it sounds like you are. But that's what I'm saying with the message too, is that we gotta always put those emotions in check. And obviously we need to learn, truthfully, we really need to learn how to overcome them completely, meaning like recognize that those feelings and stuff aren't our feelings. We're identifying with them coming from the ego, right?
Mm-hmm.
And once we grow in that, obviously we'll learn to like really let them go. But in the meantime, we just need to be aware of what's going on and, not getting caught up in them.
Yeah, I got you, bro. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Call me again. Good
All right,
luck,
for sure.
though.
You guys
Let
have
me
a good
know.
one.
Fill us in. We're involved now. You got to fill us in.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna let you know what happens. I'm gonna see what's going on over there.
All right, sounds good. All right, man.
Appreciate you, bro. Thank you.
What time is it? Bro, want to buy a cow and show it to the cabbage. Are they keeping it classy? Coach says collar was just going to be arm candy. Possibly. What is a genuine thought? What is a genuine thought? I guess that wasn't a point I was trying to make about asking Gray if that thought was genuine, but I meant like the idea of him just trying to point out that the feelings made him believe that was a real thing, that those thoughts were genuine and it came from a real place. And I understand it. But that's what's so tricky about these feelings, is that they'll get you planning and thinking about the future and trying to control, and you'll end up in a bad situation. So that's why you got to keep looking within. You got to keep looking within. Let's see. Let me check. Buy me a coffee. Sion sent a few donuts. No message. Thank you, Sion. I appreciate it. Much love. And Sion's been a supporter of the Bond Network, really, for a very long time. So we appreciate you, Sion. We appreciate the constant support and the love that you always show. So thank you, Sion. A lot of people have been here for a long time. Shout out to all the people that have been here for a while. Supporting the network. And C-Sal said that she's not gonna put clothes and stuff on the dog. That's what they all say, C-Sal. That's what they all say at first. I'm never gonna act like this around my new girl. And then them feelings take over. Oh, she's so cute. The dog's so cute. Oh my God. Oh, it's raining outside. It's so cold. The dog is so cold. Look at the dog shivering. I could just get a blanket. And the dog ended up dressed up head to toe. Got hand warmers in the mittens. I'll tell you, I see some crazy stuff in LA with the dogs. So just have like some sense with it. Let's see. MSC. Kale Samogi says, dude dropped the ball, referring to Gray and him saying that he was going to go to the wedding with the girl. No, I think that he caught it though. He got it back because he realized that that he shouldn't have made that decision. And that's such a great point that he said. He said, something in me said, is this too much? We got to learn to trust that. Because it's that small, like, voice telling you, right? And not like voice, like audible, but just a knowing within you that just kind of, but it's so faint. So we almost doubt it. Well, actually, we doubt it and we don't go with it because it's so faint, right? And the feelings and the voice, actual voices in the head are so loud. So we go with those. But he knew, and we all know, we all have that same intuitive nature within, which is the spirit of God within, right? We all know, but we don't build that muscle, right? Meaning like we don't go with it, listen to it. And the more you do, the more you start to hear it louder and louder and louder, and then you just know that you know that you know that you know, and there's no greater feeling than standing on it. Not guessing, not hoping, but solid ground. So we got to start going from that. And you won't have to ask for advice all the time. Nothing wrong with asking for advice. It's still good to fellowship and stuff. But you won't have to, like, I don't know, identify with people who are giving you advice and hoping that they're right and you're just know it intellectually and you ride on the wings. You don't got to do all that when you know that you know that you know that you know. So start trusting your gut, because that is, that's God. Let me go to William out of California. William, welcome to the show. You're on air. William! Big Will! Willie! Will's not there. I try. Oh, not you. I was called, the caller was on the line. Yeah, Bill thought I was talking to him, and so he came into the studio. What's going on? I'm glad he's listening. But no, I was talking to William, caller. Chris said, William about to blow out the speakers on my laptop because I was screaming for William. That's funny. I wonder if I could pull up a picture. Hassan, if you can you pull up a picture of like the French people back then, like the French royalty and how they used to dress? And maybe, I mean, if there's a picture of them with a French Bulldog, that's great. But I just want to show people what that used to look like. Let me check. Refresh. Oh, shoot. Was I supposed to do it? Viewer activity. Nice. 888-775-3773. There are some lines open. You can call in. 888-775-3773. We have a few minutes here. I'll say about 5 to 7 minutes. So if you'd like to call in, you can. Amazing Asia says, very interesting topic. Don't they have designer babies now too? where you can pick the best genes from you and your spouse to make a super baby. I think I heard this somewhere. Yo, that is a perfect example. Thank you for reminding me of that, Amazing Asia. They absolutely do. In virtual somethingization. That is so true. And they try to get the genes from choose the good man and they use his sperm and they use the woman's ovaries just to make this person. And even realize or not realizing, oh, perfect. Right here we're showing a French lady back then. See, that was a vibe. You know what I mean? It's just something attractive about it. Especially when it's the lady, she's dressed up nice. She got a French Bulldog and the Bulldog is just cute. It just adds to the lady's look. You know what I mean? It definitely adds to the look. But in a cute way. I don't know, Hassan. Everybody, I hope you know everybody looking at you like you're cute. The pug is cute. So the ladies used it back then. Oh, Lordy. This one going crazy. Who did this? Oh, shoot. Let me get back to the calls really quick. But thanks, Hassan. I appreciate it. What a mess. But yeah, the doc, they do that literally they get those two to make babies to have these genes, but they don't realize that they don't truly realize that they're creating a human being that's gonna be miserable because they don't have parents. Anyway, that's a whole nother can of worms that I don't feel like getting into. But Amazing Asia, well, I don't feel like I'm running out of time here. But thank you, Amazing Asia. That's actually a great. I wish I would have read that a little bit earlier so I could have spent more time on that. Because human beings are out of control right now. All right, let me go to Space Cadet really quick. I'm running out of time here, so let's make it fast and brief if you can, Space Cadet. You're on the show.
Hey. Hi.
How's it going?
I wanted to say, you're so young. How do you feel comfortable giving people dating advice?
Oh, good question. Because these are things that I see to be true, and also things that I've been through. But what really gives the perspective is that I'm looking through it. I'm understanding these things. I'm being revealed these things through a spiritual lens, and God is revealing it, the spirit within, because I'm looking within to make sense of it. And when you look within to make sense of it from the spirit gives you the foundation of all things, right? And all things are the same once you really understand how they work. And those basic fundamentals are what makes sense to relationships and so on and so forth. So I go based off of what I've been through, but I connect it with what I've learned and know through the Holy Spirit. But sometimes I could be wrong. Sometimes I can get details wrong. I'm not saying I'm right every time.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that either, but I like your answer.
Right on, Space Cadet. I appreciate it. Is your first time caller? I don't remember speaking with you before.
The Joe L show? Yes, of course.
Right on.
I'm not really a fan.
Oh.
I think your dancing for Jesus is a little beyond me.
Oh. In what way? You don't like dance?
I don't know. You grab your crotch.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I got to work on that.
Whatever.
You're right.
It's okay. Thank you. I actually liked your answer. I'm going to smoke on that.
Right on. I appreciate
Later.
it, Space Cadet. Thanks for calling. Call me again.
Okay. Thanks to you too, Joel.
All right.
Bye.
That's true. I do be. But it looked cool. But, it might be mildly inappropriate. So, I'm aware of it. Steve out of New Jersey.
Yo,
Steve, really quick. How's it going?
All right, this is real quick. I want to see
Yeah.
if you agree with this or not.
Yes, sir.
Listening to that last guy, what he was talking about, he thought he dropped the ball with that girl.
Yeah.
Do you think that, as you've become aware, have you noticed that it's not about God making you to recognize the opportunities of, like, this is a girl to go after, but more so God is strengthening you to understand your notion of what an opportunity is completely wrong, and you shouldn't even be focusing your attention on that in the first place?
I don't quite understand what you mean.
So this guy thinking that he dropped the ball, like, what
Yeah.
made him think that was even an opportunity to even pursue in the first place? You know, and I think people get too caught up in thinking, oh, this was this is something I should have pursued, like the one that got away. Like, I should have done this. I should have stepped up more and said something. But realistically, like, you kind of recognize in the first place, like, I didn't need, you learn from it, obviously, but, like, did I need to even go in that direction in the first place?
So do you mean in the sense of, like, go in that direction as in maybe I wasn't even supposed to, like, mingle with this person, or not go in the direction as in because you realized that it wasn't supposed to be long term? Like, what do you mean?
Well, you shouldn't have even mingled with that person, because sometimes that mingling, even if it's all innocent and not, if you're not aware, it can lead you down roads that you shouldn't be going down anyway. Like, it just kind of puts you further back into your head when you didn't need to even be thinking about why didn't this work, or why am I not, pursuing this, or why isn't it working? You know what I mean?
So do you think that so you're saying that should you pursue those quote unquote opportunities and see where they go, or just pursue them and then not put too much emphasis on them? What are you saying exactly?
I think pursue them, but don't put, to your point, don't put too much emphasis on them.
I agree.
Because then you, like, to me, I will think something is an opportunity, or a woman is an opportunity to pursue.
That's a great point.
And then I'm like, oh, hold on a second.
Yeah.
No, I see what's going on here. I'll just keep it where it is and just move on.
Yeah, because the mind would tell you that this opportunity means, like, this might be the wife, and now you're, like, trying to work things in a certain way to make sure that it's the opportunity of a wife or you can get married. Exactly. If that's what you're saying, is that you let all things flow and let it happen and just kind of be aware. And it's hard to do, but you just be aware of the moment and just enjoy the moment of it and not get too caught up into the future, is what you're saying, basically, in a nutshell.
Yeah. It's allowing, like, the naturalness of the conversation, because that tells a lot more to me than I gotta, like, force like, honestly, I'll walk away from a conversation, not, like, in the middle of it, like a crazy person, but I'll just walk away from it if I feel the need to force it. And it's just not natural.
I agree. Same here. I appreciate it, Steve. I wish we can get into it more, but call me tomorrow if you can, and we'll go from there. But thanks. I gotta go, callers. Appreciate it, Steve. Thanks again. And all the callers, I gotta end. American Anchor Baby is coming in right now, and you don't want to miss it. But thank you guys for tuning in. I'm back again tomorrow, and we'll get into some more stuff. Who knows what it'll be? But until next time, y'all, love y'all. Bye.